Welcome, fellow adventurers, to the fascinating terrain of human connection. We're about to embark on a journey of self-discovery and relationship refinement, armed with the wisdom of the Stoics. Now, before we delve into the intricacies of human interaction, let's address the awkwardness. We've all been there. That first date, the job interview, the social gathering where you're desperately searching for someone to talk to. But fear not, dear friends, for even the most seasoned social butterflies experience a flutter of nerves from time to time. The Stoics, those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, had a unique perspective on this. They believed that emotions like anxiety and fear arise from our judgments about external events, not the events themselves. So, that first date isn't inherently terrifying. It's our fear of rejection, of saying the wrong thing, that makes it so. The Stoic antidote? Focus on what you can control. Can you control whether the other person finds you interesting? No. Can you control how you present yourself, how you listen, and how you engage in the conversation? Absolutely. By shifting your focus from the uncertain outcome to your own actions, you can significantly reduce anxiety and increase your confidence. Now let's talk about communication. The Stoics emphasized clear and direct communication. They believed in expressing oneself honestly and authentically, while also being mindful of the impact of your words on others. They believed that great communication required approaching the conversation with a great deal of mindfulness. Think about it. How often do we misinterpret a subtle tone or allow assumptions to cloud our understanding? The Stoics encouraged us to actively listen, to truly try to understand the other person's perspective, and to express our own needs and desires with clarity and respect. Remember, effective communication is a two-way street. It requires both active listening and clear articulation. It's about finding common ground, understanding differing viewpoints, and navigating disagreements with grace and respect. Now, let's address a topic that often causes friction in relationships: conflict. Disagreements are inevitable. Whether it's a heated debate with a friend, a tense negotiation with a colleague, or a simmering argument with a loved one, conflict is a part of the human experience. The Stoics viewed conflict as an opportunity for growth. They believed that by facing our disagreements head-on, we can learn more about ourselves and our relationships. But how do we navigate conflict constructively? Start with empathy. Try to understand the other person's perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Focus on the issue, not the person. Avoid personal attacks and blame. Listen actively. Pay attention to what the other person is saying and ask clarifying questions. Find common ground. Look for areas of agreement and shared goals. Be willing to compromise. Sometimes, the best solution is one that meets the needs of both parties. Remember, the goal of conflict resolution is not necessarily to win, but to find a mutually agreeable solution. Stoicism. Now let's shift our focus to cultivating gratitude and appreciation in our relationships. The Stoics were masters of finding joy in the present moment and appreciating the simple things in life. They understood that happiness is not something that happens to us, but rather a state of mind that we cultivate within ourselves. How can we cultivate gratitude in our relationships? Express appreciation regularly. Tell your loved ones how much you value them. Practice active listening. Show genuine interest in their lives and concerns. Perform acts of kindness. Small gestures of love and support go a long way. Celebrate each other's successes. Encourage and uplift those around you. By cultivating gratitude, we can deepen our connections and create a more positive and fulfilling experience for ourselves and those around us. Now let's talk about self-care. The Stoics understood that we cannot pour from an empty cup. We need to prioritize our own well-being if we want to show up fully for our relationships. What does self-care look like? Prioritize physical health, eat nourishing foods, get enough sleep, and engage in regular physical activity. Cultivate mental and emotional well-being. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or other stress-reducing techniques. Set boundaries. Learn to say no to things that drain your energy. Spend time in nature, connect with the natural world, and find moments of peace and tranquility. By taking care of ourselves, we can show up as our best selves in our relationships and build stronger, more resilient connections. Now let's explore the importance of forgiveness in relationships. Holding on to resentment and anger can be incredibly damaging, both to ourselves and to our relationships. The Stoics believed that forgiveness is not about condoning harmful behavior, but rather about releasing ourselves from the emotional burden of anger and resentment. How can we cultivate forgiveness? Practice empathy. Try to understand the other person's perspective, even if you don't agree with their actions. Focus on the present moment. Don't dwell on past hurts and grievances. Practice self-compassion. Forgive yourself for any mistakes you may have made. Engage in acts of kindness. Extend forgiveness and compassion to others. Forgiveness is not always easy, but it is a crucial step towards healing and building stronger, more meaningful relationships. Now, let's talk about the importance of acceptance in relationships. We all have flaws and imperfections. Accepting ourselves and others for who they are is crucial for building healthy and fulfilling relationships. The Stoics believed that we should focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. Exercising patience is, perhaps, the greatest life lesson of all. How can we cultivate acceptance? Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and acknowledge your own imperfections. Embrace diversity. Appreciate the unique qualities and perspectives of others. Focus on the positive, look for the good in others, and celebrate their strengths. Let go of expectations. Don't try to change others. Instead, accept them for who they are. By cultivating acceptance, we can create a more compassionate and understanding environment for ourselves and those around us. Now let's explore the concept of virtue in relationships. The Stoics believed that virtue is the ultimate good. They identified 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. How can we cultivate virtue in our relationships? Practice wisdom. Seek knowledge and understanding, and make wise choices in your interactions with others. Act justly, treat others fairly and equitably, and uphold your commitments. Cultivate courage. Be brave in the face of challenges, and stand up for what you believe in. Practice temperance, exercise self-retreat, and avoid excessive behavior. By cultivating these virtues, we can build stronger, more meaningful relationships that are grounded in integrity and respect. Now let's talk about the importance of intentionality in relationships. Strong relationships don't just happen, they require conscious effort and intentionality. Moving on. The Stoics believe that we should live our lives with purpose and intention. How can we cultivate intentionality in our relationships? Set clear goals. Define what you want to achieve in your relationships. Make time for connection. Schedule regular time for quality interaction with your loved ones. Say thank you and buy them a gift. Show up fully, be present and engaged in your interactions with others. Express your love and appreciation. Let your loved ones know how much you care. By cultivating intentionality, we can nurture our relationships and ensure that they continue to thrive. Now, let's explore the importance of playfulness and humor in relationships. Life can be serious, but it's important to make time for fun and laughter. The Stoics, while known for their serious philosophy, also recognized the importance of joy and amusement. How can we cultivate playfulness and humor in our relationships? Don't take yourself too seriously. Be willing to laugh at yourself and find humor in everyday situations. Play games and engage in activities that you enjoy. Lie no more. Share jokes and stories with your loved ones. Create opportunities for fun and laughter. By cultivating playfulness and humor, we can reduce stress, strengthen our bonds, and create a more light-hearted and enjoyable experience for ourselves and those around us. Now, let's talk about the importance of self-reflection in relationships. The Stoics were strong advocates for self-reflection. They believed that by examining our thoughts, feelings, and actions, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationships. How can we cultivate self-reflection in our relationships? Journaling. Reflect on your interactions with others and identify areas for growth. Seek feedback. Ask trusted friends and family members for honest and constructive feedback. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings in the present moment. Engage in introspection. Regularly examine your values, beliefs, and behaviors. By cultivating self-reflection, we can become more aware of our own patterns and behaviors and make conscious choices that will help us build stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Now let's talk about the importance of forgiveness in relationships. Forgiveness. Holding on to resentment and anger can be incredibly damaging.